Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ale, short for Alejandra. Thank you for being here and sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. So before I start this video, I want to say that this is an unexpected voiceover because I have simply been having the most absolute rotten luck when it comes to YouTube. I have filmed 2 videos where the audio was not working, and then it took me so long to even have the gumption to film another video because it's so time consuming to film a video, and I obviously do it happily, but when it doesn't work and you've had such a genuine and you're being your genuine self doing this video, and the thought of refilming it feels a bit soul sucking because then I just feel like I'm acting. And I don't like that because obviously when I record these videos, I'm genuinely just very excited to be sharing them. But when I have to refilm them, it just feels a bit weird. So anyway, I was recording this video and then I went to go edit it and there's no sound. I don't know what's happening with my microphone. I feel really gutted because I even did a test trial and it worked. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the original tangent that I was saying here is that I feel so grateful to all of the kindness that was shown on my last video. I haven't had the time to respond to them all, but please know that I read them all and I feel so moved and speechless to have received all of those comments. I know my mom has also been reading them and has also been feeling really grateful. So yeah, thank you all so much. I truly can't I don't really have the words. I'm just grateful that you all enjoyed seeing that little inside scoop, my origin story, and and for giving my mom her flowers because she deserves them, and I'm grateful to just how it's been received overall. Okay, that's that, okay? The other thing I wanted to discuss is the fact that on the screen are 3 notebooks, okay? And what I'm trying to get at here is that these notebooks in the standard size usually all live within my camel size. However, it has been getting so chunky. Look at that. That is hefty. She's a hefty girl. That usually was all within the camel one, but it's just getting insane. Imagine trying to combine all of that into one. I just feel like the rubber band is fighting for her life. So I just decided to separate them for now because I'm nearly done the chunky insert and then I'll be able to just archive it. Okay? So I'm first going to go through my passport notebook, which of course is mainly for my agenda that exists at the back of the book, but it's very much just a little piece of comfort that I always have in my pocket. I think the tiny notes on the go is one of my favorite things ever. I don't fill them out like every single day, but knowing that I have something in my pocket that I can always write in is really wonderful. Knowing that I have my calendar view where I can keep track of major things that I'm doing is great. But the weekly section is something that I've always really liked and utilized, but I think in the past few months I've just really used it. So what I'm explaining here is that I always have I split each day in half, and one side kind of has more details of what it is that I'm doing that day, and then on the other side are tasks, but the bottom bit, as you can see there, are kind of tasks that don't have a specific deadline. So I just need to get to them at some point in the week so they can all live down there, okay? And then if I don't have tasks for each day, then I can use that space to keep notes for each day, which is really helpful because then I can use that and reference it when I'm doing my long form journaling. So I think a lot of the time people are a bit overwhelmed at how I could possibly remember all of the details that I did one day and then write about them after the fact. And this kind of removes that pressure for me. I know that I took some bullet points, and if I can't get to journaling that same day, I have a point of reference to visit back later. I think it's just a great tool to have overall. In case you haven't seen my video of how I use this dandy little thing, look at this magic. Hello, turn it around. And on the back is where I keep my handy dandy lists that are always ever continuing. In July, actually, I had some new margaritas, so I had to jot them down because I'm trying to find the best margarita in my city. I'm also trying to find, testing out new perfumes, so I wrote down what my thoughts were on those perfumes. Yeah, it's just a nice little spot where I can maintain endless lists. And it just feels nice to have something physical. I mean, your phone is physical, you can write notes in there, but it's just nice to have like, what's the word I'm looking for? A analog way to keep track of these things. So I love my little pocket notebook, but it's also just very practical. Moving on to the star of this channel, and that's my Camel Standard Traveler's Notebook, okay? We're now in the July to December insert, as I've established in a previous video before. Sadly, a month has passed by and the guest book is empty. I just keep forgetting to bring it when I'm with my friends. Anyway, moving on. My highlights. The first month is done. Look at it. So cute. The first highlights. And I had a little hack where I kind of printed a big photo and then within it put in more photos. That's called maximizing. And it looks so cute. And there's something so exciting about seeing all the other months that are empty, because there's so much potential for experiencing things and collecting those memories. So I'm excited to see how it comes out in the end. This was the first week, okay? The first week of July. I think it looks really cute. I've been loving these little produce stickers, citrus stickers, if you will, which brings me to a natural segue. JOURNALSAY, the stationery company, recently sent me some goodies to try out, okay? And I have been using them all month because I've been so stoked on them. Let me show you the ones that I'm particularly chuffed by. And that's these little guys. I will be honest, it was an act of love to get them into the sticker transfer notebook because they all came like in individual little stickers and I had to peel their backing and then tape them on here. But it's very satisfying to look at. And I got these clip ones. I actually asked them to send me 2 of them because I'm certain I will use them up very quickly. But yeah, they're really fun. I think they just add a cool element. Also, if you don't know, I've said this before, but in case you don't know, I'm from Mexico. I love spicy food. I love hot sauce, goes on everything. And I noticed in the sticker pack that there's actually quite a few Mexican hot sauces, like that's Tajín, Tabasco, Cholula, Buffalo, So when I saw that, I was like, I simply have got to have it. I'm dreaming of the day that I get to use it. So I've been loving those. And I think in the summer too, adding pops of citrus is really fun. I also got these funky little notepads, but they're full of stickers, and that's where the lemons are from. And what's really neat about these is that there's 2 versions of each sticker sheet, if you will. One has that like plasticky paper, and then the other one is washi paper stickers, if that makes sense. So you get the image twice, but you get to decide what texture of sticker you'd like depending on your spread. So I think that's really wonderful, and I've genuinely really had a fun time using them, and these lemons just matched the photo perfectly, so I can pass it up. And as you can see, here they are again, like the little cart full of groceries, the lemon, the cilantro. You simply cannot say no, okay? They're just so cute. They bring you a lot of joy. They feel very summery. So yeah, I've really been enjoying them, and I will link them in the description in case you're interested. I got quite a few other goods from them, but I think I will just share them as it comes up organically. Buffering there for a second. I can kind of feel sometimes a little bit overwhelmed by the fact that there are companies out there that want me to talk about their stuff. And there are times where I don't say yes to them because there's nothing that really fits nothing fits what I use or my aesthetic, and therefore it would feel unnatural for me to talk about them. But there were definitely a few things in JOURNALSAY that I saw and I was so excited about, which is why I said yes to it so that I could share them with you guys in case you felt equally inspired by the items I'm showing you, or maybe other items. I'll just leave the link to the website below in case you want a little browse. But yeah, and then the next spread you've seen, it was the week when my dad came. And then moving on, this was a super sweet week where my partner Michael took me on a Zodiac trip. It was very humbling. I got soaking wet, and I titled it Passenger Princess Water Edition. I showed him that title and it made him laugh out loud. I think it turned out really cute. Oh, also guys, really fun fact, I might include the clip in this video because I purchased Michael a black passport traveler's notebook. We set it up together, and because he wanted guidance, not because I made him. And he takes it to work every day, and it's so cute to witness. I'm so happy about it. Anyway, the spread I think is cute enough. I'm not gonna dwell on it. But yeah, I get so anal about some things where I just want it to really look a certain way. And then when it doesn't, I just like can't get over it. But it's cute. I think the stickers signify certain things and it like prompts my memory. But on a much more important note, okay, let me flip it back so I can show you what I'm talking about. I read 2 books this month. Yay! Which is honestly really huge considering the fact that I've been in a significant reading slump. So to no one's surprise, I read Simple Passion by Annie Ernaux, and then I read Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay by Elena Ferrante, which is the 3rd book in the Neapolitan Quartet that I've been buddy reading with my best friend Hannah. And of course, they're known as like the quintessential books on female friendship. So reading them with your dearest female friend is an experience that I really highly recommend. It's been such a blast. We had a FaceTime last night, approximately 4 hours long, debriefing on all things. Anyway, it's been a wonderful July, even though it felt like it really went by really, really, really fast. But we move on to the next journal, which, like I said before, usually lives in that same camel notebook, but it's just way too chunky right now. So let's get into it. I don't recall the last time I showed this TN notebook, but it looks a bit different. I was swapping things around in here because I think it's the one I'm going to use for my upcoming trip, which is why actually, let me talk about something else because I think this is a natural segue. I got a few other things from JOURNALSAY. And one of the things that I was so freaking excited about, truly like the main reason why I was like, yes, I would love to get sent your goods. But before that, I'll show you this cutie little pouch that I think I'm going to use to put ephemera bits in when I go traveling, and then also just use it at my desk. But right now it's storing a lot of stickers. It feels fun to the touch, and it just is very much my aesthetic. But this is the main event, okay? Let me make sure that you can see this. So they are the little transparent sticks that you put on the acrylic blocks, but they're all London themed stamps. I have lots of fun and exciting plans for this, okay? I'm gonna have to film an entire video to show you what the vision is, but clearly I'm very excited, as you can see from all the hand gestures. It's gonna be good. Okay, moving on. I'm all over the place. That whole tangent came about because that's why I put the London strip in here, as I said, since this notebook will likely be the one that I take on my upcoming trip to London. So it just made sense, you know, everything kind of comes together. But that's why this notebook currently has a lot of travel inspired decorations, if you will. I don't know if I'll keep it this way, but you know, it's going to be there for now. I'll give a full tour whenever I decide what notebook to take. Okay, I'm done with the tangents, going into the actual purpose of me even opening this notebook, which is to show you the July spreads. Okay, let me preface this all by saying, which I think I've said before, but I don't journal every single day, okay? Or like do big journal spreads every single day. I either don't have the time to do it or don't have enough fun things to journal about. So these pages, like this, what would you call it? My diary notebook is really just on a when needed, when wanted basis. and I love to print photos. And this time around, actually, I did something which I don't typically do, which is I used a photo twice. I used it in the Weeks Plus memo insert, which is on the left, and then I also used it in my diary notebook on the right. But I think I kind of like it because when I'm going through the week's notebook, it's like a little sneak peek into what the full page looks like. Anyway, this first spread of July was really wonderful. I titled it Solo Monday and Tuesday Treat. They were 2 really, really lovely days. It was a long weekend, so I didn't work on either of those days, which makes everything that much more special. But yeah, the days were really wonderful, and it's always very satisfying when I can get 4 pages in one day, because I think the spread looks very cohesive, very neat, and in my opinion, it's just very satisfying to look at. It's like a little photo journal. Okay, the next spread was another fun weekend. One is titled Basements and Beers, and the other one is Pride in the Park. It was Pride Month in July here in my city, and they do this really fun event every year where all these vendors come out and different sellers and live music, and one artist there was selling these stickers, and I simply had to get it. It's so freaking cute. So I glued it there, and then conveniently the colors of that day kind of matched. You've seen the spread. It's a week in July. I made a whole video showing you that. And from the week that my dad was here, I actually had a ton of ephemera that I collected but hadn't used. So I decided to just make a dedicated spread to keep them there. So I did some writing, but really the main focus is just the ephemera that I had collected because I had gone through the trouble of saving it, so I might as well use it. This next day is very special to me, okay? I went to a market, an artist market, and listen, clearly I'm someone that's very affected by all sorts of art, okay? But every blue moon, there's a piece of art, whether it's like your traditional form of art, a painting or whatnot, or other types of art that I'm really, really, really moved by. And this man is named Tad Suzuki, and I was just so speechless, truly, when I saw what he had been able to create. I guess he does hyper realistic art, and he painted this movie theater that's in our city, and it was kind of like the movie theater and then also the street view kind of at night, so there's like the glare of the lights and whatnot, and I just could not contain my emotions. I felt such catharsis seeing it, and I think I was so moved to see someone that was, by the way, self-taught, and just knowing that there's people out there that are so talented but also so dedicated to achieving like what they're wanting to set out to, and it was just so inspiring and so beautiful. I feel like I'm going to think about his paintings for the rest of time, and there was a part of me that wished I had the funds to buy like his really, really big pieces. It was amazing. Anyway, that's why I titled the entry Inspiration is Everywhere, because as you can see from my hands, I feel so passionate about this. It was so incredible. And I made sure to tape the business card, and then the subtitle of the entry is An Emotional Market. So the business card is there, and that way I'll never forget his name, and if I ever want to look him up again in the future, I have a point of reference. Okay, final spreads. We're nearly there. This one on the left was a big night out that I had with my friend Jessie, and the photos are all so sweet from that evening, so I printed them all out and wrote a little blurb about what a fun time we had. And then this is another thing, okay? The other side, it's kind of, I did it a bit late because the weekend concert was a little while ago, but I've been wanting to make sure that I actually take note of the set lists at concerts that I go to, because I do, a little photo, by the way, and I might write a little blurb on the side, but I haven't decided. Anyway, I think it's important for me to know which songs were played at a concert, because I think years later, when I try to remember, I forget. Anyway, friends, thank you for bearing with me and this voice note. I just simply couldn't bear the thought of having to film this video again. But thank you for sharing your time with me. As always, I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you when I see you. Bye. Mwah. Oh my God, girl. Hello everyone. I'm not sure at what point in a video, whether it's going to be at the beginning, middle, or end, but we have a guest today doing a little quick feature. This is not for me, okay? I've refrained from purchasing any more traveler's notebooks for myself. However, this is for my sweet boyfriend, Michael. For context, he's used the traveler's notebooks before. But he hasn't had the actual leather cover. Let me show you. Look at this cuteness. So as I mentioned, if maybe you know, I mentioned in a previous video that he works for a whale watching company. And he has this little notebook with a little orca on the top where he tracks his sightings, and he just does the little lines by himself and then marks and writes down the pods, or the individuals, I guess, that he saw each day, which is so cute. And I think the whole idea was for him to try a notebook first and see if it was actually something that worked for him, the sizing. He's had small notebooks in the past, but we wanted to make sure that this was going to work, which is what I recommend anyone that watches my videos to do. By the way, please don't go and buy the notebook immediately because they are a somewhat of an investment. So try out the notebook first, and then if it works, then I would recommend then you buy the outside. Anyway, I won't go on that tangent. Let's move forward. But today, our local stationery store had a big exciting sale, and I surprised him with the notebook. I'm gonna open it on camera just because he's already opened it, okay? For the record, I'm not I'm not opening his gift. He opened it and then I've repackaged it. Imagine I was just opening a gift for my greedy YouTube channel. Oh, also, Michael wants, I think he's going to want to use.
I think so.
Maybe, we'll see.
I just want to see what it looks like first.
Yeah. But this is the black.
Ooh.
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 The crowd goes, ooh. But guys, this is what's really exciting. Pass it. Look at this. Rose, darling. Isn't that so cute?
Yeah, I'm wondering if the silver with the red will be, jeez, too much. But I think it'd be cute to
Could be fun.
Just to see. Anyways.
Okay, amazing. So Michael was also wondering how we put two notebooks in here. He doesn't yet know what he wants to use the second notebook for. So I'll show you. This is the middle bind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one's just a bookmark, so you can pull this one out.
Oh.
Okay. But this we'll remove. And then you'll grab the band that came around the box, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll grab the middle of the notebook that you have, and then the middle of the notebook. Put it like this. We're flying. Make sure it's all centered.
Yeah.
I like to keep that at the bottom so it's not in the way. And then you once again feed it through the middle.
So can you only have two inserts?
No, you can have more.
How do you,
There's
do you
just
need
different ways.
another elastic?
No, so you would just have one here. And then, if I have one on me, I do have one on me. So for example, the third then would fit
like in the middle through here.
exactly. And there's different hacks and stuff to do even more, but that would be 3.
Let's see. Wow.
Cool, right?
That's cool.
So for now, you just have 2.
Can you do the red in the middle? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Do you want to do the red in the middle?
Well, let's try it on the outside first, and then I'll see if I like it.
You want to commit to the outside first?
Is it a big commitment?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, let's try it.
Okay. So all we have to do is back here, we untie this.
Okay.
And there's usually, I've said this on the channel before, there's usually an imprint where the knot is. So you can always kind of have an idea of where it should go again.
Okay.
But there's nothing wrong with tying in and then trying again. That might be too long. I can tighten it.
She's not as chunky as yours.
Yeah, I know. I'm so used to mine being huge.
Let's see. Yeah, the red's kind of fun.
We could go back to black.
What do you think? I kind of think the red would be fun inside.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then the black. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's just part of the process.
I had to see it to really know.
Totally. That's fair.
I like that they included a different color.
Yeah. And then Michael eventually wants to get the pen holder so that he's also a Muji pen user.
Yeah.
So he wants the pen loop so that he can have it similar to how I have my passport, but he'd only have one pen holder and I have 2. He's much more of a minimalist than I am. Yeah, I think the black will look really sleek.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it just looks better with the silver charm.
Look at that.
Yeah, that looks nice. I like that.
Gorgeous, hey?
Yeah, but I imagine like the little red hanging out at the bottom.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Hello. Today.
It's your first time, it's okay.
You're making me nervous. Okay. Do you want to try?
Oof.
You got it.
This?
Oh yeah, I guess we would need to retie it.
Is that right?
Yep. Just a standard knot.
How long is it?
For that, it's pretty low down.
Like that?
So when you pull it, I'd even move it further down.
Okay.
That's just good.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Okay, now middle and middle.
Jeez. I can't wait for all my writing to be super crooked on this blank paper.
Oh, well, I got you and we can swap it. I also have a dotted if you'd prefer a dotted.
Well, would you use this one though?
Yeah, I can make use of it. I also have a pencil board, which you don't have, so I can at least use that as my guide.
Right.
Like a guitar.
Playing music with that.
Make it that over. So there we go. It's not in the way. It's so cute.
Yeah, I like that. And then we can use...
It's a little bit snug, but we can arrange that after.
And then I can just put this in the...
Yeah, on your page.
Nice.
Cute! You did it, honey.
Yay!